Hello. All right. So today let's talk about weight. What are the healthy and unhealthy ways to lose your weight? Why should you be bothered about your weight? Does it matter how much you weigh? And why should you even do anything about it? Those are some of the questions that linger when this matter comes up. I will mention from the outset that yes, your weight matters, but also I will quickly mention that whatever method you are using to lose your weight, if it's a method that is going to crush your weight over a short space of time, you are doing a wrong thing. All changes, in fact, let me not say that. Most changes, most biological changes, here's what we desire. Biological changes must take time. Biological changes that are healthy and good for you take time. And so, if you have, if someone is promising you a method of losing weight where you're losing 10 kgs in a period of 1 month, that might cause you serious problems. So do not go for those methods. Don't go for methods that will tell you, no, for you to lose weight, you need to fast for a very long time. These fasts. Because what will happen is that when that fasting is done, you will go back to eating. And because you've been shocking your system so much, what the body will do is that in preparing for the next fast, it will store enough energy. Remember, this human body that you look at is extremely well engineered. It's a very, very smart and complex organism. So it will sense that we go through these fasts, and so the body will protect itself. I thought I'd put that aside very quickly. Now let's go into the subject matter. Why is it important for you to worry about your weight? At what point should you be bothered? At what point should you stop and think that, okay, here my weight is a bit of a problem? It is when your body mass index is 25 and above. Now, body mass index is very easy to measure. Even you can measure it at home. It's a very simple mathematics. Weigh yourself in kgs and take your height in meters. So you take your weight in kgs, divide it by your height in meters squared. Even your phone on your calculator, you can get that number. If the number that you get, if the ratio that you get is 25 and above, it's time for you to get worried. The thing that should worry you even more is when you do your body mass index. Remember that you can have a body mass index that is high and yet your fat content in the body is less, particularly in bodybuilders. Remember, you need to be very careful with this ratio of body mass index. Be very careful with it. Don't just take it at face value. Because if someone is a bodybuilder and they have lean muscle, and because they've bulked up a lot of muscle, if you check their body mass index, it might actually fall above 25, but they actually don't have as much fat as we should be worried about. So once your body mass index is 25 and above, go and measure your mid-section circumference around your belly. So you get a tape measure, measure your circumference around the belly. If that number, and you're a woman, comes out more than 88, and at the same time your body mass index is above 25, you're at a high risk of developing type 2 diabetes, and that's why you should be worried. If you're a man, your body mass index is above 25 and your midsection circumference is more than 102, you're at risk of developing type 2 diabetes, and that's why we worry. But the other reason, what are the risks of this issue of having so much weight? Why do we worry about it? Here's why we worry. I've already talked about the risks related to hypertension, related to diabetes. But remember that diabetes and hypertension, they are very closely related. Chances are, if you are developing diabetes, the chances that you might also have hypertension in the process is also very high. There's a video that you might also check. Go to my YouTube channel and look at the video that we discussed hypertension. You'll see the link. The other reason we worry about is heart conditions. People who are obese, or whose body mass index is above 25, the chances of developing a heart condition is very high. And what increases the chances is if you also have hypertension and diabetes. Even the issues of developing stroke are also increased. The other issue also has to do with a disease condition called metabolic syndrome, but it's outside the scope of this discussion. But I thought I'd point out the common conditions you will find that come with people who are overweight. One of the things that comes with being overweight is sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is basically where at night there are intervals when you stop breathing. Stop breathing for a while and then you start again. You stop breathing for a while, then you start again. So now that also causes a bit of a problem. Particularly, we see this common in people who are overweight. Now, there are two types of fat that you have in your body. There's what we call white or yellow fat, and there's what we call brown fat. Now, this I will explain very quickly, and I'll run through it very fast. Brown fat is very desirable. So not all fat that you have is bad. Brown fat is very desirable. You'll find a lot of brown fat in animals that hibernate, because brown fat contains a lot of mitochondria. Now, don't mind that medical term. Mitochondria, it is the part of the human or of any living organism. It has a part in its cells that is called a mitochondria. That's the part which produces energy. All this energy we have to jump around and whatever comes from there. Now, brown fat contains a lot of that mitochondria. It also contains a lot of tiny, tiny blood vessels. That's why it looks brown. And brown fat, in its very nature, produces a lot of energy. That is why children have a lot of brown fat. Babies are born with a lot of brown fat. That's why they have that ball of energy. But as we grow older, we begin to lose it. And any adult you find, there's very little brown fat around the neck and the lower back. That's why I find a lot of brown fat. And brown fat is good for you, actually. It is the yellow or white fat that we are worried about, because along with it comes a lot of problems. Insulin resistance is one of the major problems that comes with a lot of white fat or yellow fat. That's why we need to reduce that fat as much as possible and then grow our brown fat. Now, brown fat also has been seen to grow, it has been seen to be increased in athletes. A lot of athletes have quite a lot of brown fat compared to you and me. That's probably why people emphasize and want you to do a lot of exercise. And so I thought I'd quickly touch on that. Now, how can you lose weight in a healthy manner? Losing weight. How you lose weight is that you have to look at your diet. In your diet, you may need, there are several diets out there that people will give you, but avoid diets that make you starve. Starvation is not good for the body. Do not starve yourself because you want to lose weight. You are going to cause problems for yourself. Because the moment that starvation, you stop starving, your body will also prepare for the next starvation by accumulating more fat. So do not go for methods that want you to starve. Avoid those. But one key thing you need to manage is how much sugar you are taking in your body. And for a black person, also be very careful how much salt you are taking in your body. Now, on the sugar part, sugar for us, particularly in Zambia, it's nshima. We eat a lot of sugar from the nshima that we eat. Watch the sugar that you put in your tea and whatever. But the key thing here is that increase on your protein, increase on the fruit side, and also increase on the vegetable side, but lower your sugar side. So the sugar that you take needs to be reduced. So it means that the amount of nshima that you eat should drop, but increase on the veggies, increase on the fruit, and also increase on the protein side. That way, you will find that complement that with regular exercise, your weight will begin to drop. But the issue here, while I've said that, and I've also acknowledged that there are several diets out there and consult a nutritionist. There are several diets out there that you can adopt. But the key elements, these are the key principles, is that reduce on the sugar, but increase on the vegetables and increase on the fruits and increase on the protein. But the key issue here is that when you look at the definition of health, now health has a very clear definition. It's not very well defined in my view because it doesn't tell you what it is. Okay? It will simply tell you that health is not an absence of disease, but it is a state of mental, physical, spiritual, psychological, and social well-being, including economic well-being. Now, in that list of the state of well-being, your weight falls on the physical. So you can actually drop your weight and still remain unhealthy if the other parts of the definition are not taken care of. Meaning that, instead, here's my argument and here's my proposal. Okay? My proposal is this, that do not focus so much on losing weight. Because it's not a very good thing to focus on, because here's the issue. What should happen after you have dropped the weight to your desired weight? What happens after that? What are you going to do? So you find that most people who do that quickly regress. Here's someone who loses weight, they start looking lean and whatever, see them after 1 year or so, they are back to what they were, if not bigger. The challenge is you chose one component and ran with it for a short while and you stopped. Now, how can you, what is the correct question in my view? The question we should be asking is, how can I lead a healthy lifestyle for as long as possible? Remember that in this short life of ours, we will be dead much longer than we are alive. So, while we are alive in this short life that we have, we need to make choices that keep us healthy as long as possible. Now, here's the issue. Here's my proposal. My proposal is that you need to change your lifestyle and adopt a lifestyle that puts you at an advantage. Adopt a lifestyle that keeps you healthy for as long as possible. And losing your weight is one of the choices you would need to make, but there's several other choices that go with it. All right? So if you're going to adopt a healthy lifestyle, remember that any change in nature is faced with a lot of resistance. And the first point of resistance that you face is your mind. Because you are habituated, you are comfortable in your habits or your current habits. To adopt new habits is a tall order. And to think that it's going to be easy, then you are not ready for this change. You're not ready. Because your own body will resist you, your mind will resist you, everything about you will resist you, because change is very difficult, change is not comfortable, change is not sweet. Change at any level, national level, institutional level, individual level, change needs to be managed. So you have to be very strategic in how you're going to change to a new lifestyle. That would require that if you smoke, stop smoking. Completely. Find a way, stop smoking. If you take alcohol, reduce on the amount of alcohol that you take. Watch my choice of words. On alcohol, I'm saying reduce. If you're above 45 and you still take lagers, you might want to reconsider, because a lager is nothing but liquid bread. There's a lot of sugar in a lager, so be very careful. And then adopt a regular exercise. And this does not mean that you should join a gym or go and do aerobics there and here. No. You can just be walking or buy a bike. Instead of driving to work, ride a bike. Make that your lifestyle. And then plus adjustments on your diet and also the other lifestyle you need to consider. You may not be religious. I'm aware that there could be people out there who are atheists. But one thing that we have recognized in science and the WHO is that it's a life that is endowed with a spiritual, I'm not talking about religion here, I'm talking about a spiritual awakening, is very good for your health. And so, for you to move yourself from this one lifestyle that you've been leading to one that keeps you healthy, it won't be easy. It would require that you are disciplined. In fact, I can argue that the single most ingredient for a healthy lifestyle, including losing your weight, is discipline. It will take discipline. Discipline requires that you know, okay, here I'm about to overeat, you stop. Here I'm not supposed to eat that, you don't touch it. I decided that I'm going to reduce on my alcohol, you reduce. I'm determined to stop smoking, you stop smoking. It won't be easy. And because you are adopting a new lifestyle, how long these benefits begin to come will just be a consequence. Eventually, you will start, feeling good and living good, and you see. So it is no longer about, no, I want to lose weight in 3 months, or I want to lose weight in 90 days, or here's a formula that will help you lose weight in so many days. What happens after those days? But if you have adopted a new lifestyle, that's your commitment for the rest of your life. And the benefits will be with you for the rest of your life. And so, instead of asking about what's the best way or what's the healthy and unhealthy way to lose weight, the question we should be asking is, how can you adopt a lifestyle that keeps you healthy for as long as possible in this short life that the Lord has given us? Dr. Mjajat, for healthy and prosperous citizens, signing off.